Hello, this is Daniel from IGN.
Hi, I am Alex,
Okay.
and we are going to play Wolfenstein: The New Order. Now,
Yeah.
Daniel, you've been playing this for a short while. You're about, well, on this level, about halfway through the game.
Yeah,
What is the name of this
Well,
level?
one, I'm really glad you didn't do the accent this time. But so
I just said Guten Tag, that's all.
So this mission's about kind of a third of the way through or half the way through, and you're infiltrating a POW camp to rescue a very important person who's going to help you with your mission. I don't want to go into spoilers too much, but he is familiar with the technology, the advanced technology the Nazis have used to basically turn the war in their favour.
So, at this point in the game, it's set 20 years after World War II.
Yeah,
right?
so the first couple of missions are at the tail end of the Second World War, but things don't go the way they did in our timeline. The Nazis actually win, and you go into a vegetative state, you go into a coma, and you wake up in the kind of early 60s.
Right. And here we are. Nazis are in, well, full-on overthrow mode. And you as, is it BJ Blazkowicz? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yes, it is indeed.
So he's been captured. He's just had a POW tattoo put on his arm, but he's actually in there infiltrating rather than he's a proper captive, I guess.
Yeah, so you're going in there with an ulterior motive. So you're put to work in the camp, and here you are in, I believe it's a cement factory. So a lot of the kind of Nazi buildings are concrete based. Actually, that is actually a plot point. I'm actually not making that up.
Right.
Part of Wolfenstein's plot revolves around concrete
Wow.
and its porous nature and the way it can cultivate spores of mould.
Really?
I'm not making this up, honestly.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to skip this cutscene because you don't need to see this. Right, here you are, faced. This isn't the most exciting part of the game. I will signal that
Number
right
one,
now.
break the cement mixer
Okay, so
by pulling some levers.
yeah, so here I am flicking the left analog stick to light up these lights and make concrete.
Okay.
This is possibly the best mini
So
game.
what actually are you doing? What does the right lever do? Is that adding...
So this is a very small section. There is going to be more exciting bits in this let's play, but I think that what this is trying to do is convey the kind of repetitive machine-like jobs that people were set to do in these kind of camps. Right. So what's happened is this little piece has fallen off the machine. I can grab that, and then I can throw it into the mechanism. So if I repeat the process once again, it will actually break this time round, causing mayhem.
Bang. There you go.
So what this is doing is distracting the guards and giving me a pretense with which I can switch clothing with one of these other inmates so I can access a different part of the camp.
Okay, the clothes look pretty similar.
So it's to do with the badges that are on the clothes.
I see. So he's B6, the other guy is...
So you belong to different sections of the camp.
It sounds like a chess move.
So there you go. The old switcheroo.
Yep.
I'll skip this as well just to keep it brief. Right, so normally I would be heading out that door, but because I've switched clothing, I'm going to go through this door.
Through the dust. Into B4. Your disguise worked. And look, it's Titanfall.
Yeah. That's Titanfall.
So
Obviously,
that's
not something, I don't know, I wasn't alive in the 60s, but I don't remember these sort of things in all the footage I've seen. So one of the reasons that the Nazis triumphed in 1945 and didn't lose the war is their mastery of advanced technology, such as this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason you're sent in to the POW camp is to find a guy who knows a bit more about that technology. And you can find him in here. I have played this before.
Yes.
So he's tending to another inmate.
You have you seen my daughter?
Set Roth.
So this is Roth, and the whole idea is you're going to recruit him to your kind of fledgling resistance to bolster it, to increase its understanding of the enemy.
Gotcha. And that's a big part of Wolfenstein, is that all these people that you help and that you rescue actually add to your resistance.
Yeah,
gang,
like...
and we're going to talk about that in a separate video.
We'll see that elsewhere, but like...
People are dying.
not to get too far away from it, like genre is out and out, it is a first-person shooter,
Sure.
but it has a bit more character than you would expect from any other shooter out there. It's got way more than something like Call of Duty or a Battlefield, and this idea of piecing together a team is a component of it. You know, it kind of reminds me of something like a Seven Samurai, a Magnificent Seven, where you go out on episodes, meet someone, and they become part of your team.
Right. So he's told you, go and disable the security system.
Yeah. So what you do is you speak to this person, and he tells you about this very evil person that exists within the POW camp, the Knife, and you go on a mission to kind of execute him. I think it's in a way to earn some kind of credibility so they don't think you're maybe a double agent.
Right. So it's proving yourself.
Proving yourself. So this is incredibly grim, this section. So you're sliding down into effectively a human abattoir.
Yeah.
Stench in here.
So you've got currently no weapons.
No, because I've just entered into a prison.
Yeah.
So this is a big part of Wolfenstein, and this is something you had a little bit of a problem with, right?
Yeah, so I've played it. Yeah, it's only brief, but from my my time of the game, the thing that I noticed is that you're constantly stocking up on armor, ammo, and health. But every time you come up to an ammo pack or whatever, you've got to press a button to pick it up, which seems a bit kind of ludicrous because you're doing it.
Does get a bit
every second.
RSI.
Not in this because you haven't got a gun at the minute, but yeah.
But you think
the
one would
level.
assume that if there's armor going, you kind of want to keep it anyway.
Ooh. Now he's got a knife. I'm assuming he
is the knife.
The knife.
Yeah. Nazis weren't known for their wit.
Or clever nicknames.
Clever wordplay there. So he uses a knife. He's called the Knife. So here he is torturing you. One of several torture scenes in Wolfenstein. Right. Although what I would say is a lot of trailers for Wolfenstein really played up the kind of exploitation, Tarantino revenge fantasy thing. It's kind of like Inglourious Bastards, but. I've played it probably 3/4 of the way through, and I really don't get that vibe from it at all.
Right.
I think it's a much more serious game, and as serious as kind of first-person shooter can get towards making some kind of statement about warfare.
Right.
Like, I think it'd be making too big of claims to say it's a meaningful statement about the Second World War and fascism.
Yeah.
At the same time, it does try to depict the cruelty of war and the dehumanization of war and some of the atrocious things that happened.
Yeah.
But it kind of wants to have its cake and eat it because it still ultimately turns them into pretenses for big shooty action.
So that's pretty grim, right?
Yeah, look how like emaciated these corpses are as well.
So you've been thrown in an incinerator.
Yeah, so
so they thought you were dead. You're not quite.
Yeah, so on the cusp of life, he's got 20% health there,
and that guy is transfixed by the fire. As is his
Lost
little robo-dog.
Little robo-dog. Don't have the best eyesight. I do feel bad about doing this. I don't take any pleasure from doing that.
Right in the ear hole.
Okay, and then... He's not heard that, so get him as well.
Have that to the head and then stab in the throat, just to make sure.
I'm just going to go around, pick up a bit of health and ammo, armour if I can.
They never thought you were coming back out there, did they? Otherwise they'd be looking towards you.
A little bit of health. A bit more health.
So my point here is that...
Go up to 140. So you increase by increments of 20.
Okay.
If I found another health pack, I think my health limit at the moment is 140.
Yeah.
So if I found another health pack, it would basically overcharge me.
Right.
So I'd go up to maybe 180, but it would tick down slowly to
Gotcha.
140 to my resting level.
And on the flip side, if you take damage, and let's say you went down to 120, 121, you'd slowly go back up to 140.
Yeah, unless you go
regen.
past a certain point.
Yeah.
So if you went past 100, it would then only recharge to 100.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, there's a balancing thing going on there. You can't just go hell for leather. So this is kind of one of the more, inverted commas, stealth sections.
Yeah.
It is kind of stealthy, like you need to creep upon them, but I would say, even though it looks like ostensibly like something like Dishonored, it's much more forgiving.
Yeah.
For the sake of full disclosure, we are playing it on an easier difficulty setting, so...
Not super easy.
Not super easy,
but rock hard.
Yeah. Don't want to see us do this 20 times.
So the thing that we're seeing in the top right there saying signal detected, that is basically saying that there is a commander nearby who's got a radio, and if he sees you or spots you, he can call for backup. And until he's out the picture, you've got to take him.
Ah!
It's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't
I'm
panic.
panicking.
Oh, quick!
Oh, no.
Get rid of him. That's the knife. That is the knife. But he's not using a knife. You are. The irony.
That went to plan, didn't it?
That was okay.
So I've got 2 knives. So there you go.
You're all right.
Let's get more health. See, there you go. It's overcharged. It's 180, so it's ticking down pretty rapidly.
There's a whole lot of blood dripping down there.
He's a pretty
unpleasant,
horrendous individual.
Not anymore.
So we've taken him out, so we can now return to the yard with newfound credibility. We need to get out.
With or without your knife. So you're still...
You're,
you're not kind of going back into prisoner mode here. You're properly escaping. That's the plan, right?
Yeah. So now we've earned credibility. Roth is going to give us a mission. He has a lot of filing to do.
Dual
Look at him.
Tempo play.
How messy is that?
I know. How do you even get it under a filing cabinet? That's slack.
Right, let's get out of here. So disable
My
the
favourite
security
TV
camera. Gotta pick up that helmet. At this point, I think I've got about 5 helmets on.
You have.
But if you stack them, it is a benefit that stacks.
It's very hard to kind of keep them on top of you, though. You got to.
So if you look, let's turn out the security camera.
You did the right thing, didn't you?
He's happy that I've killed the knife. It shut down this mech. Or robot, even. And let's go back to Roth.
Sometimes we have to find other ways of...
So he's going to now set us off into on a kind of another side mission.
Right.
I'm just going to skip this as well, just for the sake of brevity.
Straight back into the action.
Yeah, let's get back in. So even though we came out this side originally, we're going to go back into the prison and go to the kind of the other wing, as it were.
So your task now is to find a Detronic battery, whatever the heck that is.
You don't know what one of them is?
I don't, unfortunately.
Come on.
If it's not a double A, I don't know what I'm doing.
It wouldn't sound as good if they went, can you go get a AA battery? It's
Especially if
less
that's-
dramatic,
If
isn't
that's
it?
what the robots were powered by. It'd probably be one
Those
of those
really
square
big chunky
batteries.
ones.
Yeah,
Or the ones where they plug in.
A D9, is it? So, like when you were playing this earlier, the thing that struck me is
That image in particular that you
feels
thought
a lot like Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I get a lot of Dishonored. I don't know whether that's the kind of knife wielding, the dual wielding perspective, but
Yeah.
the thing is, I don't think it's like a really uninteresting looking game. It's really muted, I think.
It is. It's very kind of
like it's
washed
almost
out.
kind of washed out. But
Yeah.
the red is really strong. I assume that's probably a stylistic thing. It's not like a brown game like Call of Duty or
Yeah.
something like that. Like the red in particular stands out. I got a little friend join the party there. And
Skullless Zombie. Hello, Skullless Zombie. If you're watching this, welcome.
I almost wonder if it's a stylistic thing, a little bit like a Schindler's List, where
Yeah.
red is used against the black and white to make it kind of a point.
Definitely feels like that.
So in the other video, we're going to look around the base, and in particular, that's really colourful. And I think it's a contrast to the kind of Nazi world, the Nazi-dominated world, which has been sapped with colour. Let's get this dog.
Surely that dog can't walk with all that stuff on it. Ooh. He didn't know she was just stabbing
didn't
his
at all.
dog right next to him.
He didn't really care about that dog. Hated it. Right, let's get some extra knives. What else? Anything else? Honestly, their filing system is atrocious.
Yeah, no wonder. Well, they didn't. They won the war, didn't they?
Took its armour because I am dog shaped.
Yeah.
And look at what else you can do.
Robo
You can
paws.
eat dog food. Yummy.
They look more like coals.
You can eat dog food.
Have you ever tried dog food?
I haven't. Have you?
I haven't. No.
It does. Smells alright.
Yeah. Would you go would you kind of play it safe and go pedigree chum, or would you go for something a little bit more extravagant?
Caesar.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
I identify with a smaller dog.
I would also. That's quite a middle class choice, so that'd fit you perfectly.
What are you saying? I don't know. Like dog food's one of those things. Like it smells alright. It's like hair products or like shampoo or like shower gels. They smell nice, but if
Yeah.
you taste them, they actually don't.
Yeah,
like
but-
hair fudge.
Yeah, but that's because hair fudge is not meant to be eaten, whereas
I
dog
know,
food
no, I
is.
do. The thing is, I do realise that, but at the same time, well, I'm going to throw this knife at it. Have it.
Would that kill him?
Got him in his neck. It wouldn't kill him instantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many knives you got? Okay, you got a few more.
So you can like retrieve them as well, which is
Okay.
quite nice. It's a good touch.
Right, you don't want to get out there. So
Okay.
you're still looking at the battery.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing is, like with dog food, is very much this game's kind of Bioshock Infinite pineapple.
Right. And then I know which one I'd go for.
Dog food.
Well, that's because everything in Bioshock is pulled from a bin. And I must admit, I know that I've never eaten dog food, but at the same time, I've never eaten anything out of a bin. Oh, you missed there. Here he comes. Oh, he's menacing.
He's
He's walking to you, towards you really slowly, saying, "I'm going to get you with my stick."
That's exactly what the Nazis were famous for doing.
So would you go pineapple or dog food?
Well, the thing is, that I don't mind a pineapple in a bin, as long as it has its...
Now that's a quote.
Well, I am fancy.
Yeah.
Because a pineapple, much like a banana, has a natural wrapper.
Right.
And unlike a banana, the pineapple's natural wrapper is even more hardy. So I think it would sustain a period of bin occupancy and be relatively safe for eating.
It depends. If it's just been dropped in the bin, then okay, I understand that. But also it depends what else is in that bin.
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
there's
yeah.
some weird stuff in the bins in Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, no, he saw me.
Did he?
He went,
No, he didn't.
huh,
No,
doing,
no,
huh.
no. I think
So
you're
get
good.
this dog
You're good.
first.
Get the dog first, yeah. Oh, I don't know if
he's-
you left it long enough. Left it a bit too long.
I'm just going to do this then.
That wouldn't have killed him.
He's got really heavy armour on as well, hasn't he?
Oh, food. Hot coals.
I feel really bad for this dog, because not only am I going to do this, I'm also going to do this.
There eat his food.
Yummy!
Oh. And stand up.
I didn't mean to stand up. I meant to eat it while crouching like the real man I am. Where's this other dude gone?
There he is.
Oh,
Has he seen you?
there you go.
Oh.
I'm really good at getting them right in the nuts. Okay.
Right, take the bike and escape. No.
Thing is with these games, I always feel like I'm crouching down. Like, how weird would it be to see this person crouching with two
Imagine
knives?
if you did that
just
in real life.
just running way up the stairs backwards.
That's actually very hard to do.
Okay, he must have tremendous thighs. How do you want me to tackle this? I'm looking to your lead.
So what, have you got two guys? Okay. I would... Oh, is that a third? There's a third there. I'd get down behind that car.
I don't know where that other guy's gone though.
There.
Wait, I'll wait till you win.
They've got a real fascination with looking at walls. Maybe it's part of the Nazi obsession with concrete. That has got particularly good.
Alex, don't do the voice. Don't mention the war.
I didn't.
It's really hard not to with this game. Just hedge. Lovely.
Good shot. Now that looks like the battery we are looking for.
It looks like it's electrified. Let's touch that. So BJ isn't the smartest.
No.
Fair to say.
So he did so well.
He got so far and then he messed it right up, didn't he?
And then Booby is going to make his life hell. Who is Booby, by the way?
So he's the kind of a couple of Nazis, older woman, younger man, and I think they're kind of in a kind of relationship. You meet them early in the game,
Okay.
and they're kind of just like secondary antagonists, really.
Right.
Can we skip this?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. So you're captured again, and you're lined up for execution.
Right, so that's all your pals. And
So this is Roth next to me, and I can give him a battery, but it turns out it's actually not a battery. Or if it is, it has some other abilities.
So that big robot was going along and squishing the heads of your fellow POWs.
Yeah.
And that there is Booby, right?
I don't know if Booby's the younger man. I don't know where he is.
But the lady anyway.
Yeah.
But it turns out that thing is not just a battery, it's a remote control.
Yeah, so, like I keep saying, Roth has some understanding of the Nazi technology.
And now she's
now
having her
he-
head squished like a melon. But she is one tough lady, because if
is-
a robot squeezed my head, I'd be
Down and out.
I'd be crying, I
Yeah.
think. But she is
This is horrible, isn't it? Oh, look at that.
up for it. Oh my god, look at that.
I will hunt you down.
That looks like some internet video that I've seen at some point. It's her eyes.
there is
They're
some
just
weird stuff, Alex.
non-blinking. Gods, please go away. You are scaring me. Big robot, get
Stop-
rid of her.
stop spitting
Get
on
rid
me.
of her.
Big robot's gonna need. Look at that.
He's got a lot of things.
Think about the
going
robot.
on.
Look at it. Very delicate touch as well for a big robot.
Yeah. He's got so many things going on under those arms of his.
I think he's not just a robot, Alex.
He looks like when I first saw it, I thought there were guys inside, but there aren't.
But there can be.
You can ride it.
This. Right, okay. So, for all I was saying earlier about it making a meaningful statement about the Second World War and the atrocities of
Yeah.
war, it also lets you pilot big, stompy robots.
Hurrah!
Should we go do that instead?
Let's do that.
This is what I always thought Schindler's List really needed.
Yes.
It like really it just flags in that third act,
Yeah.
doesn't it? A bit.
There you go.
Ray Fiennes would have nothing for this.
So one of the other things about the game is it's got deconstruction on walls, destructible even, not deconstruction.
I thought you were introducing deconstruction theory then. I was like, well, this is getting really deep.
But like that wall there, you can blow it apart, right?
Yeah, you can like some of these like towers you can blow apart. Like it's not full on Battlefield, but there is
No.
some destructibility. Right, you need to take these out really quickly because
They
will
look
do.
pretty weedy compared to you, though.
Thing is, you have to encounter these dudes quite a few times when you're on foot, and on foot with a machine
Yeah.
gun, they're a big problem. So it's kind of satisfying taking them on in this mech because they're quite easy, to be honest.
Explosive barrel.
Alex, will they never learn?
No.
I should switch up to the chain gun. That's a bit quicker.
There we go. We've got a guy up in the tower still.
Right, let's step on. Oh, I was going to step on him.
Another mech.
Oh, you got. So if you look, I've got a lot of health in this.
And it's all unlimited, right? So your health regens, your weapons, rockets, etc. regen.
Yeah.
Those Nazis had some pretty amazing technology. Regen ammo.
They did have amazing technology, much better than that Swiss army.
Just that knife.
Just that knife with a tweezer.
It could do so many things. Like the amount of stuff that it could get out of horses' hooves.
Open bottles of wine. That's why you never won a war.
But they had a nice time in the evenings.
They felt nothing. Right, let's go.
There you go. There's some destructible walls.
There you go.
You can't hide.
That's some next gen gaming there, right? Right. Is that everything?
Yep.
Yeah, let's head down here.
Oh, making me a bit dizzy.
So you can create a little bridge here. We need to get for Roth, he'll climb up there, and we need an escape vehicle to get the hell out of here.
Defend the old man. So all your dials on 0, I don't know what that means.
That's not very accurate, is it? They shot these the first time, they were actually POWs, felt really bad. I was actually complicit with war crimes.
Yeah, they're not attacking you.
Not at all.
Doesn't matter, I'll take them.
That's what happens when you get in these, like everything. It's a shooting gallery. No, let them go. Bide your time.
You haven't had your little mission briefing saying defend yet, have you? Well, the alarm's going off now, so...
It's about to kick off. Oh, here we go.
They've got no chance against you.
I know. Yeah, I'm particularly badass though.
Of course. Ah, so you got some heavy weapons dudes there.
Didn't stand a
Definitely take
chance.
them out.
Right.
Oof. Wow. Ragdoll physics in full effect there. Hit him.
Have it. Look on. Lol. Where's that? Coward.
Hiding.
Alright, let's take him out first, and then this big Mech. Alright. Is that going through?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Stand right next to it, just in case it doesn't.
Well, he should have been doing that. Loser. Look at that. You know this violence, Alex? And do it in the name of peace.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're only giving as good as you got.
Yeah. This, yeah. Churchill did very similar.
Right, let's get the heck out of here.
Okay.
I don't know quite why they're not escaping in
With
the
the
Mech.
Mech, yeah.
But hey. Whoa.
The car's got lights. So.
Oh my god, it's the woman again. Jesus, she is hard as nails.
Yeah.
Wasn't she thrown over the side of a cliff?
Yeah.
After having her head crushed?
Yeah.
My compliments.
Wow.
I might have underestimated.
Anyway, that's our first look at Wolfenstein: The New Order. For all things Wolfenstein, keep it locked on IGN.